All right. So, So now, here's the thing. On this table, you see a real pair of Jordans. You see a little fake bootleg pair of shoes. You see an actual real Coach purse. You see an imitation Coach purse. You see a real Louis bag that's went home to be with the Lord because I've had it that long. Then there's a fake Louis bag on the table. Now, as I'm doing this right now, people are looking at the table and say, he said that's real. I don't think that's real. I'm going to have to get a closer look. We've been programmed to think that if you have something real, like Jay's, you better than all the other kids. I'm going to teach all in through here. So for the poor kids whose parents are trying the best that they can, so when they walk into school, the kids who have the Jordans, which they can't even afford, it's their parents. So they walk in school with a sense of arrogance. Look at me, I got the new J's. Based on your location, you can get J's on the corner in Harlem for $25 a pair, authentic. I'm trying to help you out here. So for the child that comes into school that has the shoes that nobody wants, they get talked about, picked on, and ridiculed. Watch, here's the shout. The same material that they made the Jordans from is the same material they made these from. So what we do, and it starts in childhood, we make children feel terrible because they can't afford what everybody else has. Okay, let's follow the yellow brick road to the adults, because there are women, men do it too, but there are women who have Coach purses, and then there are women who have imitation Coach purses. To show you that how society plays and preys on you to make you think that I need. Right now, we could go to the Renner Center that's down on Sunset, and they have Michael Kors purses that you can rent to own. Am I lying? For those of y'all that know what So, what happens is, the young lady who may have been a prostitute, or the young lady who only works at McDonald's and only makes minimum wage, she comes inside the church and she has a imitation Coach. And the women are looking at her like, look at that, look at the tag. You can tell if it's real or not. That don't make no sense. So for the woman that comes in with an actual Coach, we'll elevate her and make her feel as if she's the Queen of England because she got a Coach. Here's the killer. Regardless, and I don't carry purses, I'm a man up here, but regardless of if you carry your purse in that manner or you carry your purse in that manner, it still holds your wallet, lipstick. But this is what we do to make people feel inferior. So, and I'm talking to my people because we are the originators of all. We make people feel bad because they don't have what everybody else has. And again, the worst thing you can do is be living in subsidized housing, making fun of people and talking about people when all of us are one paycheck away from it ourselves. That arrogant spirit is what's killing us, not just in purses and bags. Listen, I went to the Y, and I've carried probably over the last 20 years, I've carried in here shoes, snacks, don't y'all judge me, socks, a little bit of everything. Walking inside of the gym, getting ready to lift. I got the bag on my shoulder. Grown man walks up to me, grabs it, and he says, man, is that authentic? Number one, why you that close to me? Number two, what type of man wants to run up on another man and say, I want to see if this is authentic? Because the same material that this is made out of is the same material that this is made out of, and the only difference is a tag. So here's how confusing we become as a people. How much you pay for your purse? I got my purse at Cato's for $19.99. Oh, well, you know what? I got my purse online at the Coach shop. I got it for $4.50, but you struggling to pay rent. We don't want to hear this because we've been taught to go for the best because we think that this is the best. Watch this. The cow right now is on the field minding his own business. The cow is getting ready to lower his head and eat grass and raise his head back up. The cow is getting ready to poop and walk in it. And they're going to kill that cow. They're going to take the insides and make ground beef and steak. They're going to take the outside and send it to a shop. And the same shop does the exact same thing. They're going to take away the smell. They're going to polish it up, shine it up. And the same cow that pooped not even an hour ago, you're going to walk into the store and be like, look at what I got. That was just saturated in poop. They just cleaned it up for you. It's quiet in here because in the black community, we've taught people foolishness. I don't get nothing but the best. First of all, in order to get the best, you have to have something that nobody else has access to. So if they made one Coach purse and put it online, they made some other ones too. If they made one pair of Jordans and they put them online, they made some other ones too. We get a sense of arrogance. Paul says, watch, Paul says, while I'm walking in the fields, if I put these on, I'm going to get mud on them. If I put these on, I'm going to get mud on them too. Can you imagine right now as school is getting ready to start and there's a parent that's financially well off and right now they're online and they're ordering a pair of these and they're saying my baby's just going to look fabulous because I got my baby all the new J's. Braggadocious. The child is going to go into school with a sense of arrogance because they're going to think they're entitled like most children under the age of 18 think. So they figure, I got Jordans, da, da, da. So now, on the same token, there's another parent that doesn't have a cell phone. And if he or she does, it's a prepaid. They don't have minutes to go online. So now they have to go inside a Walmart and stand at the counter and, that's $17.95. I really can't afford that. Oh, but these are 12. My child is just going to, you know what, they just going to have to take them. So the mama gets home with these. And the child says, Mama, those ain't Jordans. Why you give me them old jacked up shoes? Now, parents, we could be evil and say, all right, get your own shoes. The parent that goes online and grabs these is no different than the parent that's in Walmart getting these because a parent has to provide for their child. So while we're so busy trying to hype our kids up and get them to be all on the fancy accoutrements, that's another fancy word for stuff, make sure that you program their mind to know how to go out and get this stuff legally. Legally, key word. Paul says, I've had days where I've had the best. I've had days where I've had the worst. But even in the midst of all of this, I'm still humble. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? We hate to hear this in the black community because Hollywood has brainwashed us to think that you got to go get the best. Can I really help y'all in here today? Because we got young people listening in here. There is nothing in our city and county that is sold that is the best. We have a Walmart. We have a Kroger. Ladies, y'all got a Cato. None of that is the best. Now, the difference in arrogance and confidence. Confidence says that I don't have the money to afford what everybody else has. So the little cheap stuff that I get, I'm going to make sure that when I wear it, you're going to think it's worth $10,000. So what that means is that in church, outside of church, on your job, and no matter where you might be, you're no better than anybody else. Because you got name on, and here's the killer, what we really don't realize. I got Jordans, I got Jordan. That ain't even your last name. You wearing somebody else's last name. Wow. We never thought of it this way because, again, we've been conditioned to believe that if you go out and spend a whole bunch of money, that makes you somebody. I heard this the other day because many of us have not been privy to the American dream of millions and millions of dollars to get what we want. Since we can't get our hands on the millions, we'll get our hands on the stuff that resembles the millions. And if I wear these, they're going to look at me and maybe they're going to think I'm somebody. Or if I grab this person, I come in church, and sisters, I'm about to mess with y'all. You can always tell when some sisters have got a new purse. When it's just a regular person, she grab from around. But if they got a new, y'all laughing, but it's the truth. Because we come inside of church and we do the exact same thing. I'm saying this from testimony. The suit I have on, Deacon Keith knows, and Deacon Jay, this suit is probably worth about $50. But I got some custom-made joints that's probably worth more than some of y'all's cars. But I'm not going to get to the point where I'm like, look at my suit, look at what I got on. It's not about your clothes. It's not about your shoes. It's not about your purse. It's about what's on the inside of you. So the next time you think about coming into church and looking down on somebody because they may smell differently, the next time you want to look down on somebody because you're looking at your stuff that you paid so much money for, but yet they own their house and you still paying rent, our priorities are mixed up. I was there. I know Chief McKenzie, many of us were there back in the day. We had a car that was worth about $800, but the system in that car was worth about $5,000. Why? Because when we got in our car, we wanted the people in the hood to hear, boom, 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 boom. Look at me. Car ain't even insurable, but I got a system on the inside of there that's banging. Paul says, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much money you don't have, learn to be humble, because just like the last can be first, and just like the first can be last, is the same way that somebody that has nothing can end up owning everything. And somebody who owns everything can end up broke back at the bottom of the bed. And that's why you have to be careful how you treat people. Because the same people that you look down on your way up are the same people that's going to be looking at you laughing on your way down. It comes a point where we have to realize that all of us are children of God. This means nothing. When people come inside a Second Baptist Church and we look at them with the, why are they? You're the one I'm talking about. Because at any time, another pandemic can hit, and those who have comfortable jobs with all of that financial security, your job could shut down. And if you have not been prepared, where do you go? And that's why so many of our young people are lost, because if I can obtain these, and if I can obtain this, and if I can obtain this, I ain't worrying about insurance and all of that. That's why we setting up GoFundMes every other week, because our priorities are wrong, because we want the stuff, but we don't want to be responsible with the stuff. Back to what I originally said about the purse. Think about this, young ladies, if you're watching this live, if you're here. Michael Kors and Coach, those are name brands, and I get it. But how about learning money management? That's how you can dodge being a base and being a bound. A purse in Rent-A-Center is $50 every 2 weeks for 2 years. When all you had to do is save your money for a couple of months, and here's the killer. If you can afford it, cool. If you can't, don't get it. Because we do all of this to impress people that don't even like us. We see it on Facebook all the time. And let me help you out with something. Most of the people that you see on Facebook, oh, I'm balling, y'all don't know nothing about this. If they got a handful of hundreds, chances are they either went to Amazon and got the fake money, or they got a $100 bill in front of a bunch of ones. But we look at them and we idolize them thinking, I want to be like that. The reality is everybody's struggling with something. And God has to keep us humble. And I know, I hear you, well, I don't care what he's saying, I'm going to get that. That's the thing. You can go get what you want financially, praise the Lord, but don't get so arrogant and stuck up to think that you better than anybody in here, anybody at your job, anybody in your family, because arrogance, when the Bible talks about that, the Bible says, humble yourself, and then you'll be exalted and lifted up. But if you come in exalting yourself, swelling up yourself, for anybody that's medical in here, swelling up, that's infection. And you're going to end up messing somebody up. Every